Hey guys, I'm Mason Berfield. I'm the Chief Creative Officer here at Wyred Insights, and today we're talking about COVID-19, what we did during that time, kind of like the months that were spent, as well as most recently the week that I've been doing so far. Talk about animation, video production, things like this. Stay tuned. So what I did this week, kind of an interesting process because we also had a lot of like the COVID-19 stuff happen. So it's more like it's been like 2 months or something. But during that process, I feel like this week especially, I've been really trying to ramp up my work. So what I've been doing lately is making sure I'm coming in at the right time, kind of re-evaluating and actually getting more used to coming in physically as opposed to remotely, and creating a process for myself. So a lot of that has been, managing the time that I have, because it's not like everything is 100% open. So we're trying to stay open and alive, and we have few people here, and so it's a very small team physically, but kind of a hybrid of both things. Before that, we definitely focused a lot on being online, and we kind of made sure that we had a good rapport online, using Zoom calls to have it open all the time. So if you had anything to say or you wanted to ask the team, you could just unmute yourself and say, hey, I need help with this. Outside of that, you just kept muted and just had a team ready for you whenever you needed them. So more specifically, what I did this week especially has been a lot of animations and a lot of videos that don't require a lot of stuff like this, like filming and people and stuff. So a lot of it has been focused in After Effects and really getting some compositions, style frames, and our thumbnails figured out. Style frames are essentially what you want your design to look like. So your colors or your shapes, it's basically, okay, what is this frame going to look like? Do we want it to have a stroke on our characters? Do we not want to have a stroke? Do we want it kind of looking rough or edgy? Do we want it smooth and silk? These are what style frames are. So I feel like what I learned this week, which was something interesting because I feel like I ended up learning this through the process along, a couple weeks ago now. But basically kind of like waking up and really assessing like, okay, like I need to be setting my responsibilities at this point, because we're a very small team, and so the responsibilities that I have within my department, it is especially small. It's basically me and Darian that's been focused primarily in video. So now I've realized, okay, I need to be able to set my own responsibilities and not always be pestering my team members, especially since they're worried about other things. We do a wide variety of things, and so a lot of times you can't just have a team member put aside 2 hours of their day in order to help you out with something very minuscule that you could end up fixing yourself. So I feel like I've definitely learned a lot about that. I've definitely learned a lot about taking my own responsibility, taking a breath when I have an issue, and just saying to myself, yeah, I can figure this out. I just need a little bit of time. And sometimes you do some really weird things where you have to take pieces of paper, cut them up into little tiny pieces, and arrange them in the way you need to, because you need something physical to rearrange with, as opposed to trying to like drag and copy and paste into certain directories or whatever. So anything to kind of help you with the process is good, because you're moving forward. And I feel like that's something I've definitely learned. So during the COVID-19 thing, we were in-house, and so everyone was in their own homes. So what I did to kind of like manage my schedule is I tried to do everything I wanted to do from the comfort of my own home. So, I would do jujitsu. So it was like, okay, after work, I'll just watch some jujitsu videos, kind of like practice some fundamentals there. Before I went to work, which was literally in my room, I would work out of my room and doing anything I really could, body weight exercises, anything to that retrospect, and then logged into work, logged into the Zoom call and said, hey, I'm here, I'm attending. And that was pretty much our virtual bullpen, and worked that way, and so there were definitely moments where it was like, I definitely had a transition. I would take a walk when I was done with work to be like, work is done. Or I would take a walk after my workout to say, working out is done. Now I'm walking to work type thing. So a lot of just kind of messing with my brain physically and kind of giving myself some breathing room as much as I could within a small environment, because my room was my room where I slept. It was where I would draw or do anything else in my private time. And it was also my gym, and it was also my office. So I had to give myself a lot of breathing room within a small, 15 by 15 room. So that's what I did. Something I kept in mind while I was working from my room was, although there were comfortabilities with being in my room, that I could just kind of go and walk the dog because he was there, he was in my house, basically in my office. But when it was time to work, I got in my head like, yeah, this was time to work. So it was still wired and everyone was still there on the screen. I could talk to them and do all that. So that was something I definitely kept in mind was, hey, just stay focused, take your breathers when you need to, but you can still get your work done. There's no reason why you can't. I kind of had the advantage because I did it before when I was sick, and so I just took my machine with me. So that was what was really helpful, is I didn't have to work remotely from my machine. I just took my whole machine with me, and I feel like my machine is my workplace because I do everything off of it. So that was helpful. So I feel like a big thing with COVID-19 was definitely like people got really bored. I honestly had a hard time getting bored, but I was working a lot. I was definitely still busy. I was putting in a lot of hours still. I would some days wake up right from bed, go right to work, go to bed, and then right back to work again, because my bed and my computer were literally not even 2 steps away. So a lot of times it was hard for me to tell myself like, it's okay to be bored during this time and give myself some breathing room. Take a break, go take a walk. Work out if you need to, do some push-ups. It doesn't matter. It's like, it's the apocalypse, dude, chill out.
Go back.